course he didn't, Cricket said, turning back to us. Secretary of Defense! Unbelievable. Couldn't find his own ass with a map, let alone lead the armed forces into battle. It's like he's spitting on your father's grave. And now I'll have to smile and serve him pound cake at this afternoon's reception. Yes, the reception. I still had questions about the final guest count, what she'd arranged for parking. Had she given the caterers the check? They'd left me a voicemail that morning, wondering when. Wallace's abrupt squeal of joy interrupted my thoughts. "He made it!" she cried, and Cricket and I spun toward the narthex stairs in time to see Atlas taking them two at a time. My best friend, whom I hadn't seen in close to a year, was back stateside, and the sight of him in his favorite tailored dark blue suit had me teetering close to the edge of grateful, sloppy tears. The months since my father had passed had been grueling, and I'd wished countless times that Atlas hadn't been 3,000 miles away. He reached Cricket's open arms first, bending from the knees to envelop her as she mumbled something about delight and my name, Daisy, into his narrow suit lapel. Then Wallace hugged him tightly and all but threw me into his arms. "Hi, Daisy," he said softly, pulling me close and resting his cheek on my hair, his hand on the back of my head in the way that made me feel delicate. "I can't believe your adventure getting here," I said when he released me. "What a debacle. One cancelled flight, another delayed, and a couple of British Airways agents who would do well never to see me again. You should have been there when they called my name from the standby list," he said. I shrieked like a little girl. I didn't know my voice could even reach that high. "Sounds like a thrilling performance," I said. "Will you stage a reenactment for us at the reception?" "Certainly," said Atlas. "I just need my own trailer to get into character." Behind the altar, the organist began to play a dirge. I wanted Atlas to keep us laughing, but, sensing his time was up, he squeezed my hand and left to take his pew. Cricket and Wallace looked at each other and then at me. "He came all the way from London," Cricket said, as though I didn't understand how travel works. "He was moving back anyway, Cricket," I said quickly, anticipating where this conversation was headed, wanting to cut it off at the pass. "He didn't come here just for us." "And is he back for good?" Cricket procured a vial of lip gloss from the pocket of her full black skirt and aimed it at my face. "Atlas is hard to pin down," I said, swatting her away. "When it comes to long-term plans, he gets restless. London is where he was born and raised. I can't imagine he'll stay away from it forever." Another couple, Georgetown doctors both, hustled in, and Cricket was forced, reluctantly, to abandon her beautification efforts. The pair seemed to appreciate that the service was about to start. From the sanctuary doors, they blew us kisses and mouthed, "Talk to you after." "People leave their hometowns all the time, Daisy," said Wallace, holding her smile and waving. "That's a thing that happens. And anyway, I think the timing is right for you and Atlas." She turned to me, then said bluntly, "Finally." "He has a girlfriend," I reminded her as the last guests receded inside. "In London," Cricket said. "How long do you think that will last now that he's back in D.C.?" Wallace asked. "Sorry to interrupt." Our soft-spoken pastor, out of nowhere, made Wallace jump. Thankfully, he was not there to judge our unchurchy topic of conversation, only to borrow Wallace. He wanted a few words about her eulogy. As I watched them review her script and the funeral program, I had to note that my sister wasn't wrong.